What is up, y'all? Welcome back to the Get Ellievated podcast. I am super excited to bring y'all another episode, and this has been very much long anticipated. I'll tell you guys the story in a little bit. So you all know that on the Get Ellievated podcast, we are all about really bringing you real entrepreneurs who have started their businesses in real life situations, so you get an idea of what it is like to start and scale your business and do it fearlessly. So I'm about to introduce you guys to our hosts. Grab your notebook, grab a pen, and let's get into these gems. Listen, everything you need to change your life is already within you. You need to believe that. It has to work or it has to work. You got this. Scale your business, make more money, create your best life, and let's get elevated. Welcome to the podcast. All right, y'all, welcome back in. I am the host, of course, Ellie Talks Money, but I am introducing you to my guests, my friends, my brothers. We have got Rome and Cam in here.
Come on, man. We back. It's always great to be back.
Listen, so let me give y'all a little backstory. So we filmed our podcast episode somewhere early 2022.
Probably like March.
Maybe March, February, and for reasons we cannot explain.
The reasons that we're here.
The episode was lost.
That wasn't a bad falsetto.
It wasn't bad. I'm trying to, I'm working on it.
The episode was lost, unusable. So we are back for a part 2.
Yeah.
And y'all are getting the best of this. So let them know who y'all are.
I'm Cam from DT. This is Rome, and we are part of the Collective Dormtainment comedy group collective, and we also have Boss Talk podcast, Comedy Trap House podcast, and we have the world-renowned Shady Side Up Shades.
Side Up. We are e-commerce business owners. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, man.
Out here.
And speaking of that, we know we don't come empty-handed.
Come on, man.
So
you
we
know we
bring
don't
you another pair.
You know we don't come
back.
Come on, man.
Ooh, and I get the same ones as you all. So are y'all repping the brand
So
right
you
now?
getting those? Yes, always.
This can be our first lesson. So about these that I have on right now, these are called the wrong orders, right? The reason why they call the wrong orders is because it's a lesson in pivoting, right? We through our manufacturers, which you guys will understand once you start a business and you deal with manufacturing and stuff like that. They accidentally sent us the wrong frame with a purple tint. We were actually looking for our blue tint, and they sent us these. And at first, we were like taking it back, like, oh man. But then we use it as an opportunity, a lesson to pivot. We said, all right, well, why don't we take these wrong orders? This was Cam's great idea, and sell these as the wrong orders. And now sometimes the wrong orders look like the right one. So now there you go. That's life. That's what
it was all
quick.
about the hook, story, and offer.
Yep,
method.
there you go.
Ooh, so let's dive into that.
Let's talk
so
about
did you all include that story of the wrong orders in your marketing?
We did.
Yes.
So you told the people.
Told them straight up. Honesty.
So the hook was, we said, sometimes a mistake for us is a blessing for you. So now you're like, what's my blessing? So then I told them what happened, gave them the story, and then I made the offer that is half price of what these are.
Yeah.
Couldn't resist.
Couldn't resist.
Story, offer, method.
And anytime you in business, I think you're going to run into those issues. You definitely know like it's not going to go the way you want it to. So we were like, all right, we got to make this opportunity, just a great opportunity for us and for our fans and for the customer. And now
we shot our promo like it's the wrong order, like it was like a restaurant outside, all that.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it worked out great.
And they sold.
Yeah, it's been going
now,
good.
Are y'all gonna still sell the right order? Or are y'all gonna?
Yeah. These are on the way.
Yeah, those are on the way. But we were thinking about keeping these too. People like the purple tint too. Yeah, people like the purple tint. So so here we are.
They look good on you.
Yeah, come on now. She said, "I'm the right one."
Listen.
And also, we just got done with a podcast earlier, and we were talking about how sometimes the second time around is better. Like we didn't get to release the first episode, but we feel like now we've had more energy. Your channel has more energy, so we're excited to be back to do this episode. So. Yeah,
and you got a code for.
Oh yeah. You know what I'm saying? I ain't want. Yeah. This for y'all. You know we come ready with the gifts, man. Everybody that's listening to this podcast. If you go right now, only if you listen to this podcast, if you go right now to the website, you get 30% off with the code Ellie30. You type that in, you're gonna get 30% off. Get you a wrong order, get you whatever you want on there. 30% off just for you guys.
Go do that.
So go and do that. Support young black kings out here doing their thing.
It.
You know,
it's the preparation.
Come on,
me.
man. So, but you know what it's about. You gotta be prepared.
You see it on my chest.
Come on,
Man,
entrepreneur.
So these guys got eyewear shirt from Shopify.
Yeah.
I said, well, why did I get something from Shopify?
Yeah.
I guess I'm not.
Listen. You're doing exactly what you need to do, but
I may have a plug for you.
We'll talk about
get you something.
Come on, man.
I may hit her
Plug
up.
talk.
Hey, hit Ellie. Send her something.
Wow.
talk.
But you know what I love about what you guys shared is it's very much confirmation that everything really does happen for a reason.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
sure.
there's no mistake, there's no coincidence, but it's how you interpret it. Because y'all could have very well said, I'm pissed, this is the wrong order, we lost money, right? You could have gone that way, but that mindset.
Yeah.
How do you keep that positive mindset? Like, it's not a natural tendency for people to pivot to positive. Most of the time, people just dive down into, despair.
I think for me, I never really look back too much. I only look back if I need to heal from something. So it's like, all right, it's here now. There ain't no reason for me to get mad about it. Let me just see how I can take advantage of it. Maybe it'll be a blessing in disguise for us as well, as it was. And I look at it, that's why in the car, the rearview mirror is smaller than the windshield. Got to keep looking forward. It's all kind of analogies in life that you look forward. And that's the way I take it.
And you got to recognize, like, I think it's a self-accountability, because a lot of times when people are in those modes, they're trying to fake like, oh, everything's all right. Like, oh, I ain't mad. No, be mad. Because to be honest, we was mad at first. We was like, this is not what we ordered. Like,
because we had a whole campaign. So
this is not what we ordered. But in that self-awareness, you got to take some time, take a walk, breathe. And I was like, all right, we can't be mad. We both came to the conclusion. We got to do something about it because we got it. It's here now.
It's here.
So what you going to do when the problem exists now? Are you going to solve it, or are you going to keep trying to like run around the problem, dance around it? You got to go ahead and solve it. You got to be a problem solver. That's the whole.
That's all what business is.
That's all what business is.
Putting out fires.
Putting out fire and problem solving. That's it. So you got to have that self-accountability. And it's actually feel good to be like, you know what? No, I am mad. But we're going to figure something out. We're going to figure it out.
Yes, you have to be able to manage your feelings.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's very normal to still be frustrated, but it's not letting that frustration stop you in your tracks.
Exactly.
And you stay stuck in it.
Exactly.
And then months go by and you're still mad.
Yeah.
You can't do that at all.
You really can't. So tell me about, and tell us about, I know, but tell the audience about the start of Shady Side Up, because you guys were very much in the, comedy world, content world, production. Why e-commerce?
Well, I think it go back to, I remember when I met Rome in college, he always used to wear shades. Like when I first saw him, before I even met him, he was in a big tee and shades. Yeah. The second time I seen him, he was in a big tee.
Manifestation.
He was in a big tee and shades. And when I finally met him, he was in a sweater and shades.
Yeah, manifestation.
So I'm like, all right. So then one day he said, you know what, one day when I get old, I'm going to have a shades company. I said, all right.
And matter of fact, let's put a pin right there, because that's why you got to have people around you to actually listen to you, because I forgot I even said that. He was like, no, remember you said that? I said, oh, I did say that? Oh, but sometimes you got to have people to remind you, like the right people to remind you where your vision is supposed to be going, or what you're supposed to be doing. But yeah, you can go ahead.
So then the pandemic hit. Remember, the whole world was on pause, all of us. And then we had some extra funds. And we was like, let's start a business. Like you always say you wanted to do it, no better time than now. And we started doing the research and we just jumped in. Like we like to jump in and reverse engineer.
Yes.
Like we don't like to wait. We just figure it out while we go, and we started doing the research.
We started like around April, and then we launched in August 20th of 2022. Yeah.
Of 2020.
I mean, sorry, 2020. Yes, August 20th of 2020. And I just got to go ahead and say this, because you got to sometimes you got to give yourself flowers. Like in the 2 years as an overall gross business, we have crossed our six-figure mark.
Revenue,
six-figure revenue.
And we made more this year already.
In the pandemic.
Yeah, we made more this year than we did all of last year.
So now,
already, and the year's not even over.
So now we just manifesting, like
awesome shades.
Even on my phone, I got the journey to seven figures, because that's where we on right now. We on the journey to seven figures, so it'll be here. I think this time next year when we do it again, it'll be here.
And you know what's funny about it? I think it's all about intention, because this been like a side business.
Yeah.
This ain't our main business, but we had to stop thinking like that. Like, all right, we got to get this main business energy if we want to reach seven figures. Like if we did 6 figures in revenue with
off of a side
business and not 100%, what can we do if we give more?
Yeah.
So I'm more motivated than ever.
And it's just like, and you got to feed what's hungry, right? Right now, this business is hungry, so we got to feed it. And so with that, we're like, all right, if we go ahead and feed this now, it can help feed all of our other businesses because everything else would be flourishing. So it's like, all right, well, we need to put this time. Like, what would happen if we just lock in for the next 3 to 6 months on this business? Ain't no telling.
Exactly.
Ain't no
So
telling.
we in monk mode right now.
Yeah, we in monk mode. We locked in.
What's monk?
You know a monk? You know a monk.
Like a monk. Like a, like a monk.
Orange suit, bald head monk.
Yeah. Orange suit, bald head monk. Fly around on a cloud. It's
Like look like Krillin.
Yeah,
monk.
yeah, yeah.
You know,
I didn't
Dragon
tell him
Ball
to say that.
Yeah, monk mode.
Oh my God.
Shout out to all the monks, man. I rock with the monks.
Shout out to
Yeah.
all the monks.
Yeah,
No, I
because
really like
it's
that.
a discipline
It's a
thing.
discipline.
Yeah, it's very
It's
much
a
discipline.
focus.
Yeah.
It's streamlined. So y'all basically started a business in a recession.
Yeah,
Low key.
pretty
What do you
much.
think about that? Do you think that other entrepreneurs should start businesses
Yeah.
in recessions?
Yeah, that's where most of the opportunity for growth and wealth is. Like,
Yeah.
especially the stock market. When it's a recession, stocks are down, you buy.
You
don't sell.
It's
So,
on
like,
sale. It's wealth is for sale.
yeah, so we took advantage of them looking for new customers and new people to work with. We got better prices. We're like, let's start now.
Yeah, and recession is just external. It's not internal.
Exactly.
If you think of recession internally, then yeah,
Okay,
you're
bars.
gonna be right there. You know what I'm saying? And we heard a real good bar today that I think is great, which was it's impossible until it's easy. Right, so everything is about like starting a business in a recession, going to run a 5K, whatever
All
it
of
is.
it.
It's impossible.
Make
until
$1
it's
million
easy.
in 1
Make
year.
$1 million
Come
in 1
on.
year. At first, I know that seemed impossible. Like no way, like it's impossible. but now it's easy because you got the system for it,
Yes.
So and when we heard that, shout out to Bluetooth for telling us that bar. He was like, it's impossible till it's easy. I was like, that makes sense. It makes sense.
And I think what you said too is so key, that it can be a recession outside, but it has nothing to do with the inside and how you perceive yourself.
Yep.
And a lot of the time, the opportunities that come to us are a direct reflection of what we think is going to come.
Yeah.
Or what we think is not going to come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like mindset and entrepreneurship, I'm learning, are cousins.
Oh yeah,
They are so hand
close,
in hand.
so close.
Like, I think you can't just expect things to be handed to you. Like,
Right.
you got to meet it halfway. Like, I'm a firm believer of like raising and matching my vibration to the reality I want, so that then the universe can conspire to guide me to what I'm trying to manifest. So
Exactly.
when I'm in monk mode, like we saying now, I'm trying to raise my vibration to connect with the goal of getting this to 7 figures, and hopefully, well, not hopefully, that's when the universe will do its part and guide me to the path I need to take.
Yeah.
So it's like I know the key to everything is energy. And our homeboy said, like, when you have the energy, do it then.
Yeah.
Because you may not have it the next day.
Right.
Yeah.
You have to act on it when it's hot.
That's
Yeah.
the key to activity,
Yeah.
energy.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's
And
the way I
You
look at
feel
it.
that
And
when
you
the
j-
idea's there.
And I think it's just about you got to know your business. Like we that's one thing we are learning. Like before, yes, we've had a business before, like a production company, and so
Right.
we know the creative side. But having an e-commerce business is a whole other world.
Funnels, customer service.
customer service, all that stuff. You got
Shipping.
to inventory, like
Wild.
management, all this stuff. All this stuff. So you got to like really know your business, because God forbid you don't want nobody to come up to you and start to ask you about your business, and you don't know your business. You know what I'm
Nothing to
saying?
say.
That's
Right.
why a lot of people are now skipping college or skipping business schools, because they go and ask the professor, well, what business have you started? And the professor's like, oh, I don't have a business, I just teach it.
Not the same.
Don't
Not the
make
same.
sense.
You ain't been through the mud. Like
the trenches.
He
You
had
know,
to pivot with the wrong order.
you ain't had to pivot with the wrong orders.
Come on, man.
Now let us go in there and tell them, like, let me tell you something. All right, if you gonna get some wrong orders, you got to figure it out.
Right, you got to figure
But yeah,
it
you got to.
out.
I think you got to know your business. Yeah.
The piggyback off what bossy back after
Yeah,
what
bossy
you
back,
said.
yeah.
Now wait a minute.
Yeah, not the
Yeah.
own piggyback. We bossy
We
back.
bossy back.
And we also don't eat pork.
Yeah,
So-
we don't eat pork, so I can't support pigs. So
Bossy
Yeah,
back.
bossy
off
back.
that.
That's a new one,
Yeah.
y'all. Write that down.
Yeah.
Some
bossy back.
things you won't know until you start. Like
Yeah.
when the first week we launched our Shades company, it was something with our shipping. With they couldn't add more than one order
Yeah.
to our cart, and we had to figure out what was the reason. We lost so much money because of that. But it was like we would have never known. If,
I mean,
like that's just something you don't prepare for. You don't know
what's
until you launch.
wild. I think in full transparency, we probably could have made an extra 5 or 10K probably if we would have had it But
Right.
we don't,
Yeah.
you don't
Yeah.
know. You just
someone
don't
has
know.
to
You
tell
end up
us.
finding out that it wasn't working.
Oh, they
Someone
told
told
us.
us, it was like,
yeah.
I don't know if it's something wrong with I can't add more than one order. I got to do it separately. I was like,
And we kind of in panic mode. We like, because we don't know how to fix it.
Of
This
course.
is the first day.
This is the first day.
We like, oh God, but it worked out. We got in there, and but that's another thing. Sometimes it has to shock you to get you to move and figure out stuff. Because without that
Exactly.
happening, it might have just stayed that way, or
Yeah.
you know.
the bigger thing that you don't even know what you're capable of
Yeah.
until a crisis happens.
Mhm.
Like it's always opportunity and chaos.
Yeah.
So it's like we worked that, we got it back, we sent out emails, and people came back. So
Yeah. And I think that's even more so why, a lot of my community, a lot of new entrepreneurs will say, well, I'm afraid to start. I'm afraid because I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what to expect. What if I get it wrong? But it's like, you have to get it wrong.
You got to.
You have to. You cannot. People don't know how to walk. When we're babies, we don't know how to do it. We just start doing it.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's impossible until it's easy. And the more I find that the more entrepreneurs hold back on starting because they want to figure it out first,
Yeah.
you just delaying the inevitable because something is still going to go wrong, but
Absolutely.
it's good for you.
yeah, it's it ain't such thing as a perfect time. You just got to start now. That's what we
Yeah.
do. That's what we always been good at. That we just jump
Oh,
into
yeah.
the fire.
Oh yeah, I'll jump right in.
Y'all
Yeah,
on
yeah.
I'm gonna do my
time, and you always
research,
start.
but I'm gonna jump in there.
Now
but,
on time, yeah.
but
We gonna be on time.
we gonna be on time.
Always on
Yeah.
time.
We were supposed to be at 2. We got at 1:43. You just never know. You gotta be
You gotta
ready.
stay ready.
Yeah, we would have been here early if we didn't have to drop our packages at the post office. But
But I think that's just a testament to who you want to be. Like, I want to be known. I know we want to be known as the business owners. Oh, you got a meeting with Cameron Rome. Make sure
They
you're on
gonna
time.
be on
Yeah,
time.
make sure
Yeah.
you're
Oh,
on time.
yeah.
Yeah, make sure you be on time because you gonna get locked out. You know,
especially,
Yeah.
I heard Meek Mill say, they said, tell us one thing about Jay-Z that most people don't know. He said, he always on time. He said he's the most
And that's
cordial person I
Jay-Z.
know. I'm like, if Jay-Z, a billionaire,
can be on
got time to be on time, I could be on time.
Yeah, I can be
Yeah.
on time for sure.
Like, I would want that to be my reputation. Like,
Yeah,
you better be on
absolutely.
time or he ain't going to be there.
Yeah, and I think I credit a lot of how we think and our mindset. We always reading. We just read. We just read, and we go between business books and personal development books. Business book, like we said it the other day. We have an addiction to self development.
Yes.
Like it's an addiction.
We're self-improvement junkies.
Yeah, we're
That's what we call it.
self-improvement junkies. Like it's because it feels good when you learn something new, or like a lot of the new things he's learning in his books he's reading. That's gonna help us in our business.
Yes.
Like I'm reading a book on discipline that's helping me lock in and do other. Like it's just.
But then we share it, too.
And then we share, yeah. Then
So
we
it's
share.
like, all right, he learned that. I'm learning this.
Yeah.
Let's
And
bounce
y'all
off each
read
other.
the same books or different
Sometimes, like we have,
Sometimes,
we
yeah.
have, yeah.
Not always. It's always
yeah.
different, but as I said on the first time we recorded, sometimes you got to raise your vibrations to get that blessing. Like a blessing could be here on this vibration, and you
Yes.
here. And once you raise it, you'll
You
get it.
get the blessing.
So I'm always trying to raise my vibration. That's why we
Got
in
to.
monk mode right now. It's
Got
like
to. I
love
always
that.
trying to improve.
So speaking of discipline, right? Because I think discipline is probably the hardest thing for most people in general, but especially for us as entrepreneurs. But it is the most necessary thing.
Absolutely.
You cannot have success without discipline.
Yeah.
So what are y'all's key ways to be more disciplined? Like, what does that look like for you on a daily basis?
I
How do you
think-
practice that?
I think naturally as humans, we all gonna have lazy days.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Yes.
have, slow moments. But I think routine helps us to
Yeah.
because when I have a lazy day, I know my routine will snap me out of it or give me the energy I need. So I wake
Yeah.
up in the morning and, burn my palos, set my intentions, say my blessings, write my 10 things I'm grateful for. I work out, I read. And by the time I get through all of that, if I was feeling down, I'm up now.
You up.
I'm
Yeah.
ready to go. But if
Yeah.
I'm already ready to go, I'm more ready to go.
You're super
So
ready to
for me,
receive.
routine will always get me where I need to be motivated to get the things I need done.
In the book I'm reading now, which is Ryan Holiday's new book called "Discipline is Destiny," he says
I need to
you
write
gotta
that down.
go slower to go faster, right? So, like we said, like taking time for yourself in order to understand, like you need this time in order to recharge, because when you recharge, you can get back into
Yes.
it. He said if you don't learn to go slow first before you go fast, it's gonna be rough for you, and that helps you stay disciplined, helps you stay locked in, focused. You understand that everything is at a pace. It's a pace. Life is about patterns. It's patterns. It's
and
up.
I struggle with
down,
that.
and it's tough. Like it's tough. But I think when you go slower to go faster, you understand like the little nuances in life. So that helps with the discipline too.
But it makes sense. It's like, you remember when after we traveled, we were so motivated to come back. We were like, we ready to get to it because we had that break and we slowed down and was just enjoying life, and that gave us new inspiration. And we came back 2022.
That's why the end of this year is exciting, because like, even though of course we want to roll out with you, but I think this is a great time for us to go home, be with family, sit still, think of ideas, come back fresh. So I think then for next year, so we can be out the country more.
Yes, lock in so you can pop out.
Yeah, lock in so you can pop out. That sounds like a dance.
That sounds like
lock in so you can pop out.
I think travel is a big part for us too.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Because
for sure.
It's like when we travel, like you exploring the outer world, but you exploring your inner world as well. So it's like we got infinite possibilities and places to see and go, and it's so much energies that unlock. Like, I'm spiritual, y'all. I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
So that helps me. Like, I need to travel. Like, I need to see the world, and it just, I don't know.
And that probably encourages you to stay more disciplined on what you have to do, because you know that with your discipline, you'll be able to achieve what you want, which in this case could be to travel more.
Yeah. But I think it's just having a passion for discovery. I think that's and that's what entrepreneurs have. We just have a passion for discovery. We want to discover the new way to do this, the new way to think of this, think outside the box. How can we fix this? How can we grow this? How can we help this person? It's just always discovering new things. That's why travel is so exciting to us.
Like, I was watching a video before we came here with these two brands, clothing brands, talking to each other, just sharing different things they're doing. They was like, one brand said, we were paying all this money to be on meme pages. You know, those like business meme pages?
Yes.
They like, we just started our own meme page. And then they said the name of it. I was like, I follow that one. So now they have their own, which is bigger than the ones they was paying for, and people pay them now. So just thinking outside the box is like, makes it easy, like to accomplish new goals.
Being
so
on
like,
the other side of things, being a producer and not just a consumer is super key. Now I want to talk about comparison, because I feel like it's a very real thing in entrepreneurship. And how have you ever faced those moments where you feel like, dang, everybody else has made X amount and I'm still here, or everybody else is at this level and it feels like my business is still here? And if you have, what do you do?
I feel like we operate different for some reason.
Well, they say, comparison is the thief of joy, which
sure
is
is
very true, but I don't look at it like that. I have an abundant mindset, so I never look at things like, because they got it, I can't get it.
Right.
I look at it like, oh, they got it? Oh, I can get it too.
Yes.
Like, when he got his other opportunities, I'm like, congrats. That means I'm close to someone being blessed. It means like my blessings are near too, or his blessings gonna help me. I'm in business with him, so the bigger he get, the more he help our business. So why would I be upset? Only time I get jealous is I see a great idea, like, dang, I should think of that. But not from a spiteful way, but just like, dang, that was so good.
Yeah, like that's it doesn't make sense it doesn't make sense to be like, oh man, well, why they got it? Because it's just so much. We just heard today, like, it's more plates in the cabinet. It's not one plate that everybody eating off of. It's more plates. It's a whole Thanksgiving table. It's a feast.
Yes.
But if we act like it's one plate, then
that's what you see.
Then that's what you see. That's all you're gonna get. Like, if I see another Shades brand, I'm like, okay, what they doing? Okay, they doing that. All right, cool, bet. All right, okay, cool.
Exactly.
I save all inspiration.
That's because obviously there's Coke, there's Pepsi, there's Mountain Dew, there's Dr. Pepper, there's Sprite. They ain't all sitting around like, man, what Coke over there doing? They ain't not
Go
worried
down
about
the cereal aisle.
Oh yeah,
how many cereal brands is it? Like, come on,
many.
Man.
Some of them still there, and I'm like, how they still in business? But they doing it. Somebody buying it. Like,
and then that time you wasting comparing, you not thinking about your business.
You're not getting into the bag.
And honestly, if we being honest, that usually comes from social media when we compare ourselves. So I would say audit your socials to what you want to see that will inspire you instead of what's going to hinder you, have you upset. Like, if this person is bringing you jealousy, just unfollow them.
Exactly.
It's a choice.
Yeah.
You don't have to see that person.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I want you guys to really lock into what they just said, because that element of comparison, that's just a choice, right? You can choose to feel down in that way, or you can choose to look at what someone else is doing and feel inspired.
Yeah.
You can compare in a way that says, wow, I like what they're doing, and that's giving me an opportunity to see what I could do better, which is completely different than, dang, they're doing it so much better than I am, and I suck, right? We can't live in that place.
Yeah.
Can I get real with y'all?
Talk to him.
A lot of times it be black people. That's a big thing that we suffer from.
We
Like,
do
if you
suffer.
look at this all over the industry, like, I see it all the time. Is Cardi B better than Nicki?
Oh my God.
Why can't they both be good?
Why do we
Why
do
can't they
this?
both be great? Why do they got to be pit against each other for them to be successful? I know, like, rap is competitive, but you can be competitive and not compare.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
why can't two people coexist in this space? It's more than enough. Listen, it's billions of people in the world. They both can have their own separate fan base.
Literally, and
And
still
shit.
both be wealthy.
I don't get it.
Like, so I'm really into watches, and I just started like reading this book on horology, which is the study of watches.
You can't even tell time.
You know what?
You talking about watches?
Boy, you can't tell time. What time is
Look
it?
at your watch right now.
What
Tell them what time it is.
It's 2:53.
It's digital. It's digital.
It is digital. But in the book, it talks about like the so many intricacies that go into making one watch, right? And it's like that's how you got to look at this like entrepreneur game. Like, there's so many bits and pieces that come together to make this thing really tick. You know what I'm saying? To make it really tick, and they all have to work together. So if you even like team up with another brand, that's all going towards the same watch to help everything tick. And that means these other people out here are going to be like, you know what, that entrepreneur community, we need to funnel more money in there because they out here doing stuff. You can't sit and just like have it all to yourself. It just
Trying to be on an island.
It don't make sense.
Exactly. You eat more when you cook together.
Come on, man.
You wouldn't have been here
You
if
bring
you
groceries.
compared yourself to other people.
Nope.
Yeah.
I
You
sure
use that to
wouldn't.
inspire you to go after it. You like, they do it, I can do it
I
too.
can do it too.
And now you probably surpassed some of them people you was looking at. Come on now.
Come on, man. Gang.
Y'all, we will be right back after a word from our sponsors. Hey, future millionaires. Thank you so much for tuning in to Get Ellievated, my live coaching and podcast show. I absolutely love sharing this value with you, and I want to make sure that you're tapped in to all the other resources I provide for you here on the channel, as well as in my academy, Ellievatedacademy.com. You guys know that I'm so passionate about helping you start and scale your businesses online, build business credit, get access to funding, and just overall creating multiple income streams. So I want to make sure that you are tapped into my Wealth Masterclass. You can get the link to that down below or by going to Ellievatedacademy.com and enroll ASAP. I'll see you guys in the masterclass. Bye. All right, y'all, welcome back in. So let's resume where we left off. We were talking about how you cannot be on your island, you can't do it alone. And what I really do want to ask you guys is a little bit more about Dormtainment. Because you guys have been this, how many of y'all, is it 5?
5.
Yeah, they'll start off at 6. It's 5 now.
Wow. Y'all are in this group of 5 making it happen since, has it been 10 years?
Oh, it's been
Over
10
10
plus, about 13. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Damn.
So tell me, what has that been like shifting from the type of content or the content creation 10, 13 years ago to the content creation now? And how do y'all as a unit keep adapting?
Well, yeah, definitely. You got to adapt with the times. But when we first started, we were doing skits every week. And sketch comedy is not the easiest thing to do because, you know, you got to deliver each week. Oh, they're like, oh, y'all not funny. Y'all falling off. But yeah, it was a weekly thing. Like a TV show we were doing. We did that for like 4 years straight. That's how we built everything. But then we would keep doing it. But now it's an energy thing. We don't have the energy to be full on sketches. So now we do the DT stories and we do our podcast where you get a lot of comedy and stuff. So we just had to see what we have the energy for and give them that. And of course you're gonna lose people, but you're also gonna bring new people and people gonna grow with you.
Yeah.
When you've been doing it that long, people grew up with you. We get messages, I started watching y'all at 12. I'm 21 now. It's like stuff like that is just crazy, but yeah.
And we just learned to move in our zone of genius. Our zone of genius is creativity, it's writing, it's all that stuff. So we're doing exactly what we're supposed to be doing, like on our path of just creating stuff. So it's like Dormtainment was our foundation, and and if it goes on to do something else, great. But if it doesn't, it did exactly what it needed to do. It opened up so many doors for us. Like the reason why we here today is because of that. So it's like that'll forever be a special thing. Like, but I don't think our love for comedy is ever going anywhere. We put comedy in what we do now.
Everything.
We put comedy in everything, and we still are writing short films. We writing movies. We want to do sketch shows. We want to do commercials. You know, so. But yeah, it literally comes from just understanding the foundation and having that main thing, and then branching off to do whatever else you want to do.
And that's important to have the main thing. Like LeBron James, his main thing is basketball.
Yeah.
And because of that, he got the production company. He got the Nike deal. Everything is an ecosystem based around basketball.
Main thing. Yeah.
And so what would y'all say to entrepreneurs who have lots of ideas and don't know which one to start with, right? Because that's a huge question I get all the time. What would they do? What should they do?
I would say start with the one you're most passionate about, because that's the one that you're going to endure when you got the valleys.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be valleys. With every peak, it's going to be a valley. So which one are you going to not stop?
Yes.
You won't quit. Yeah. Start with that, and then maybe start with the one that's most feasible. Sometimes we have big ideas that's not as feasible at the moment. Start with the smaller one and build from there.
Yeah.
You'll slowly start to figure it out and understand where your energy's at. That's a big thing. Understand where you're like, all right, maybe I don't have the energy for full merchandising, but maybe I got the energy to do jewelry. It's smaller. It's not, you know, I'm like, you got to figure out where you're, or I got the energy to do a service-based thing. I want to do coaching, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to just figure out where your energy's at, because listen, as you get older, that energy, it just
turning 30.
It run up on you.
Because when you started, you could be like, I don't feel like being Ellie Talks Money. I want to be Ellie Talks Honey and sell honey. You know, it depends what you passionate about at the moment. But you went with money.
Or if you was a comedian, Ellie Talks Funny. Like you got different ways to go. You know,
or if you sold pets, Ellie sells bunnies.
Ellie sells bunnies. Or if you was a bread company, Ellie sells crummies.
You see why I can't hang out with them? Do y'all see?
Or if you talking to Rome, Ellie talks to dummies.
Yeah, you know? All right, we can move on.
No, that is so true.
Yeah, no, it's just you figure out where your energy's at, because it's gonna be times where you like, I don't feel like doing nothing. You got to know where
or to be real, you're gonna hear a lot of no's.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Can you endure the no's, the rejection, the defeats,
and still believe in it?
And still believe.
Every no is closer to a yes.
It really is.
Justin, he also said, say hey. Justin said on our podcast, he said it was this book that was called Go for No, where it's this business that made this company made their employees go get like 1,000 or 5,000 no's. Not a yes. We just want as many no's so you can get you through that reject. So you'll just understand,
so you thicken up.
But what they realize is between all those no's, they had so many yeses.
Wow.
Because they was just going for no. They would get a yes and be like, they write it down, cool. But then that's not what I wanted. I wanted to know. And so by the time they got all the no's, they realized they got more yeses than they had ever got before, because they had went through so many no's. So it's like you got to go for no.
That's powerful. Yeah. And I think, more people really need to understand that just because you're not starting something yet doesn't mean it's a forever. It's just not right now.
It's not right now.
Yeah. And like you said, you have to build the foundation, and then everything else sprouts from that. Like Steve Harvey started as a comedian, but now I don't know, he got a
motivational speaker.
A lot of people know him as a businessman,
right?
Yeah.
More people know him as a businessman.
Yeah. It's completely changed from what he started in, but he had to start with something.
Yeah, you got to go with the flow. Like if that's where your energy's taking you in life, like especially if it's making you money, roll on.
He also pivoted.
He
pivoted. There's so much power in the pivot. Yeah. So I want to know, what is y'all's nighttime routine? And the reason I'm asking is, we have full days, right? And sometimes you just crash. Sometimes I wake up and I still got what I had on the day before. I'm like, well, here we go. Start another day. But what is your night routine, and how do you really close down 24 hours in order to open up the next?
The main thing in my night routine is I sleep.
Yeah, that's number one.
You know,
one definitely sleep.
No, but for real, I wind down by meditating. I meditate before I go to bed. I also burn my pile and set intentions for the next day. And then I stretch, because I'm in my mid-30s and my body is not as limber. And you think it's not important, but you need to stretch.
Because you will wake up with a cramp.
Yes. I write my to-do list for the next day so I don't forget what I need to do and wake up ready just to go. And then the main thing I just implemented is watching what I consume. If I do watch something, it's either something motivational, something I'm going to learn from, instead of like some mindless entertainment because your subconscious is working. I want the last thing on my mind to be what I just watched.
Yes.
And a lot of people have trouble falling asleep because they not prepping their body for sleep. Like, you got to get into the routine. All right, I'm brushing my face. Yeah, you can brush your face too.
I do all that too, but
but you got to just set the lights in your room because that light pollution is real. Like, you got to dim your lights, dim your lights at a certain time each night because then your body recognizes. As soon as you dim the light, they understand. Okay, it's time. It's bedtime. It's like you gotta do like if you got children,
Yes.
you gotta prep them for bed, and they know like,
bed.
all right, mommy wants me to go to bed. All right, so I gotta brush my teeth. I gotta lay down. I gotta read the bedtime story. I gotta do. They understand. So you gotta do your same thing.
That's true because I light my candle and I turn on my star projector every night before bed. So
It just sets the body. Yeah.
sets the mood for sleep.
Unless you know it's time.
Yeah.
I think that's really important. You know, it's very important how we start our days, but I'm realizing it's very important how you end the day too. Because if there were certain things that frustrated you or just something that maybe didn't go your way, you have to leave it in that day.
Yeah, you gotta leave it. Yeah.
You know,
Once it's gone, it's gone.
It's gone. You can't carry it into the next day because now you're literally living in the past.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
that
how
don't
can
exist.
it doesn't. How
Only
can
the
you
present
thrive?
moment.
You know?
Yeah.
How can you thrive? So I got a question for y'all.
Okay.
If y'all were seated, you know, right before God right now, and you could ask him for anything, and he would just say yes, with no questions asked, and you could have it right now, what would you ask for?
I guess this happiness. I think what I figured out, the purpose of life is happiness.
Yeah.
And then probably the most important thing is family. And then after that is like what my dreams, what I'm going after. So I'll just say overall happiness because as long as I'm happy, I'm good.
Yeah.
You know.
You can make anything
yeah.
happen from a place of happiness.
Exactly.
Because if you think about it, happiness is an abundance mindset. When you're in your happiest, you can't think negative, you know, and it's typically negative thoughts that end up causing negative experiences. But if you can't even go there because you're happy, you probably will get everything you want.
And I noticed this, not trying to flex, in Zanzibar, all I need is to be with nature. Like when I'm in nature, I feel so happy, like especially the beach. That's my happy place. So I realized I don't need much. Like I was seeing how people were living out there. They were so happy. I think like success is based off proximity. Like living in LA, success is getting a Lambo, a mansion. But in Zanzibar, success is maybe buying a boat, getting some land. So it's like I don't have to have this cookie cutter thing of this is what success is. It's what make me happy.
Peaceful.
And I was like,
that's beautiful.
I'm happy right now. Just on the beach, chilling with nothing. I don't need to do nothing. Just being. That's all I was doing. Like that's what I love about nature. You don't have to pay for it, and you just be. Just exist. And I was like, that's happiness for me.
That's so warm.
For me, just a warm
I'm
plate.
from Miami, so you know.
Yeah,
I know a little about warm.
A warm plate of Caribbean food.
You know
You do that, then I'm be all right. I'm be at peace. I'm be, thank you,
We
God.
was eating.
Yeah, thank you,
What
God.
about when it's gone?
What is gone?
I'm full.
Unlimited?
I'm full.
I'm full. I'm full. God, fill me up. That's,
I like that.
God, fill me
Fill up
up.
my cup. Fill up this cup.
Because if your cup empty, you can't fill up nobody.
Come on
else.
now.
So
Come on now. Fill me up, God. That's
me up.
what I'm asking him to do. Fill me up.
I like that. Fill me up.
Fill me up.
Make me happy.
There we go.
Forever.
Forever.
Yeah, that's all we chasing, right?
Yeah.
That's
Fulfillment.
literally it. That's it.
Yeah.
Like
And
if
it manifests in different ways. I think people think chasing money means chasing happiness.
Yeah.
But truly, everyone's just trying to chase that feeling. You know?
Yeah.
I think that's why, too, it's so important to go to Africa.
especially
You know?
if you black.
It's so
Especially,
important.
absolutely.
Like if this world didn't run on money, it'll be running on happiness.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll be chasing that.
Yeah.
So
It
that's all
really
it is.
would, because
Yeah.
that, that's the foundation of how really life is over there. I mean,
Yeah.
of course, money is important, but that's not how we started.
Yeah.
You know, it's so important because what you shared, that success is proximity. We only put all that stress on ourselves because we've grown up in this
Yeah.
capitalistic
Yeah.
society, right? But when you go back, you see that
They ain't
really
worried about
doesn't
nothing.
even matter.
They ain't worried about none of that.
They might have one meal that day and content.
The
and live
happiest-
until 120.
I don't. He'll probably agree with me. One of the happiest moments we had on that trip is cooking with the locals in the village.
Hell,
It was
I almost
so.
cursed. Heck yeah.
It
Heck yeah.
was just so fulfilling, and because
Oh my God.
We cooked the food with them. They were happy. They brought us in. They said once you cook with them, it's your family now. You can always come back. It just felt so good. We was like, this is. And then the food was slapping. It was slapping.
And you cooked it.
It was good. Like it just everything was from the earth of earth because we are of earth, and it was an experience.
That's amazing.
It was an experience. That was one of the best times.
And then it's like you're grateful when you travel. Like it was this little boy. I was sitting on the gazebo, and he's looking at me. I was like, he gonna ask me for money, but I was like, it's all good. I gave him like $5. Which is equivalent to I don't know how much over there. And I could tell in his eyes, he like, whoa. Because it's like, he should be in school right now, but he has to be out here to help his family. So it's like, who am I not to help him out? Like, look how good we have it.
Yes.
Like, kids back home are in school. They ain't got to worry about something. This boy is like 6.
I know.
Out
here working.
Yeah, working.
Like, kids are grown in Africa.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they was goat herding.
Yeah,
walking. I'm like, he going to his family. Like, just walking on the side of the road, going to work. I'm like, we got to be grateful.
We got to be grateful.
We got it good. We spoiled.
Oh, and I think what I took most from what you said about your morning routine is writing the 10 things you're grateful for. You know, and I think we forget that, you know, especially as entrepreneurs. We can be in such a pursuit. I got to make this much today. I got to do this. I got to accomplish this. I got to go here. That we don't stop to look at, but look what I already have.
So many things happen.
Yeah.
So many small things happen in a day that you forget. And those small things compound over time to become something bigger. So, like.
Can't be sad when you think about what you're grateful for.
Yes, you really can't. It just fills you up. You get this little warm in your chest.
Little bubble.
You get that little
warm
bubble.
Yeah.
I filled up a full notebook a month ago, so now I'm on the second one now. So, been doing it.
Are you going to keep them?
Yeah,
Yes.
of course.
Yeah, go back and read them.
Give them to his kids.
Yeah.
I put the date on it, so you know a date. Like, man, this is what I was grateful for, thinking of at this age.
That's why journaling is important.
My dad keeps all his journals.
Journal is important. It's just fun to look back at. You're like, where was I at this point in my life? At this point in my life,
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
This was great. Y'all, another great episode. I need y'all to comment down below. Oh, and let the people know where they can find y'all. So we got Ellie30 at ShadySideUp.com. Right? How else can they stay in touch?
I mean, you can follow our social at the Shady Side Up.
Yep.
You can follow at Dormtainment.
Everything.
You can follow at CTH Podcast.
Yes.
You can follow at The Real Boss Talk. That's where we talk
Y'all
about.
balling.
Our Boss Talk is
brands.
through Patreon, so subscribe, get some Boss Talk. Yeah, Boss Talk. She's been on
Boss Talk.
Talk.
She's gonna come back for sure.
Yeah, let's go.
And you can follow me at I Roam a lot, ROME a lot. And
you can follow me at Cam from DT.
There you go. So that's where everything's at. But most importantly, ShadySideUp.com. Get your shades. Ellie30.
The journey to 7 figures.
The journey to
Let's
7
go
figures.
help us out. We trying to get there.
Come on the way.
Trying to show you it could be done.
This time next year we'll be back, and we'll be talking about how we hit the 7-figure mark.
I'm excited. I'm ready.
Gang.
Gang.
Oh, you put the pressure on us now.
Oh yeah, we put the pressure on it.
We in the game now. We in the game now.
We in the game now. But that's what we got to do. That's what we got to do. Locked in.
At this time next year, we gonna come in running in.
We did it. We just did it.
We just did it. That last time.
On time. All right, y'all. We'll see you at the next episode. Bye.
Peace.
So if you want to be on the next episode of Get Ellievated, or if you want to be in touch with me and the team, then you can email podcast@getellevated.com or find me on Instagram and email me at hello@ellietalksmoney.com. Either way, we cannot wait to have you on the show and have you apply to be a guest for a part of the live business coaching. I'll see you guys soon.